I'm going to put my chantilly, and the day you're ready to make a sauce, you combine all this. The only thing you need in cooking is to love cooking. If you don't have any knowledge, the cognac gives a kick of flavor, and the wine is going to bring all these flavors together. I'm going to pour the Bruno. I'm waiting that the reduction of the wine. I want a frosty flavor inside the dish. The coulis, you have...
Hello and welcome to 5590. I'm Rosanne, Director of Training and Development for Continuing Education. If you're a regular viewer of this show, you know we bring to you the various programs offered through continuing education that are new and different and of interest to, hopefully, all of you. We've talked for some time about doing a cooking show through continuing education and offering classes, and just haven't been able to find the right person to do that. But today, I'd like to present to you my associate in Loveland, Carolyn Woodruff, who called one day and said, I found a chef. And his name is Bruno Criosi, and he's here with us to talk about the cooking classes he's going to conduct. And also, as you can see from this table, he's going to actually demonstrate some of those dishes. So welcome to both of you, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Bruno, people haven't heard you speak yet, but when they do, they're going to discover that you're not from Colorado. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Yes, first, thank you very much for the invitation, Rosanne and Caroline and Ames. I'm a French citizen. I used to live up to 35 countries around the world. My name is Bruno Criosi, and I'm in love of food, and that's the reason I'm here today. I wish to teach what I love to people.
Tell us a little bit about your experience. I know you're in the restaurant and catering business and have been for most or all of your career, is that right?
This is correct. I began in October 1981 in a professional way, but I was in love since I was 6 years old. I was helping my mother in the kitchen. I think food, you have to love it, definitely. It's not a science. I would say it's much more than art. And after many years' experience, I learned from other people. They teach me a lot of things, and I would like to transmit now this knowledge to people who wish to learn.
What kind of restaurants and cooking have you done?
I've done French and Italian cooking. This is, I would say, the Western Mediterranean style cooking. This is a culture with almost 2,000 years old, and there is no borders in cooking. If we are talking about French cooking, it's very regional. From one region to another one is very different in ingredients, in techniques. We're talking about Italian cooking the same way. And in the classes, we're going to focus much more on French, Italian, and some touch of Northern Africa and Spanish cooking. So basically it would be Western Mediterranean cooking.
Well, you've been in Colorado now for a few months, and you've probably determined French and Italian cooking is not as commonplace for someone like yourself to move to. So what brought you to Colorado?
Well, three good reasons. The first one, I came to the States about 6 years ago, and I came first in Texas, in Dallas. And my first vacation, I went directly to Colorado. I was so in love about this country, this place, and after that, every year I was coming back. So first, I'm in love of Colorado. The second reason is I met my wonderful wife, and I got married. So that's another second good reason. And the last one is, after traveling for so many years, I wanted to settle down in a dream place, and I found my dream place here in Northern Colorado.
Right. Most of us who live here feel that same way. Yeah. We're so glad that you contacted Ames. I know that you love to teach and have been looking for a spot, and we've been looking for someone to be able to conduct these kinds of classes. But as all of us who cook reasonably well know, cooking and being able to teach it and do dishes the caliber you're going to do is not always a good fit in one person. Bruno, we're going to do a short segment of this first introduction to you, and then we're going to move to the table. But I do know that you and Carolyn have been having a lot of fun getting these classes put together, and they're going to be offered the classes are going to be offered in January, and they'll be offered one a month for 5 months, and each class does not build on the other necessarily, so people can take one or the other. Do you want to quickly go through what 5 classes you're going to be conducting?
Yes, the first one will be at the end of January. So I was thinking immediately people who want to cook for Valentine's Day, and I was focused much more on seafood and wine. I think in cooking you have to be in love, so it would be very appropriate for the first class. So people can immediately do what they learned from the class for Valentine's Day. So it would be basically seafood, white wine, and cognac cooking, the first class. The second one will be I'm from La Loire Valley, and we're going to make much more traditional food from my region. And we're going to have some steaks and mushrooms, quiche, onion soup. The third class will be traveling around France, some regional cooking. The fourth one, I was talking about Italy. I have always a part of my heart who is Italian.
That's why we get along so well, Bruno.
Exactly. And we're going to have an Italian evening, so for the fourth class. And the last one, I call it Summer is Coming. It will be in May. Summer is coming, so we're talking about fresh things, a lot of colors. And always I want to balance what is love and what is cooking. So we're going to have fun together. People are going to enjoy it, and everything will be very fresh and very tasty.
Wonderful.
It sounds fabulous. You two have done a great job. Carolyn, we only have about another minute or so left, and I know Ames doesn't have a kitchen.
No.
So how'd you put this together?
Well, we were very pleased that the people at Northridge High School were willing to let us use their Family and Consumer Studies program kitchen lab that actually has 6 separate kitchens plus a demonstration kitchen that Bruno will be working on. So we'll be able to have up to 18 students in the class to be able to actually get hands-on on the food and learn how to do it themselves. And we're very excited about that.
Welcome back to 5590. I'm Rosanne Guyette here with our chef, Bruno Criosi. If you watched our first segment, you know that Bruno is going to be offering some classes for us starting in January. And today he is here to demonstrate one of the menus from one of the classes. Welcome, Bruno, again, and thanks for setting all this wonderful food up for us. Want to share with us what we have?
Rosanne, merci beaucoup. Thank you. Today I'm going to do my favorite dish. Actually, that dish, I will teach it. The first class is a shrimp à la bretonne. My mother actually taught me that dish when I was 8 years old, and that's the reason why I began to cook. I love it so much.
So you have here.
So we have is a shrimp-based dish. So we're going to saute. We're going to use a saute technique and flambé technique. So I need my saute pan, and I'm going to put some vegetable oil on it. So like that, I can reach my cooking temperature in my saute pan. Meanwhile, it's heating the saute pan. I'm going to prepare my shrimps. And what I like from these shrimps is when you cook them, they jump happy in the saute pan. Is what I want from them. And when I do it, I'm so happy because I expect a fantastic flavor from them. So
what size shrimp, Bruno, are these?
This one I use what we call the 1620. It's about an ounce almost weight per shrimp. And what I do what is important when you cook in a saute pan, you want to increase the surface of the food. You open them, you butterfly them, so like that they will have a very good contact on the saute pan for cooking reason and also for flavor reason.
My dad was very instrumental in teaching me how to cook, and he used to say with a hot saute pan, I want you to listen to the shrimp sing.
Okay, we're going to talk right now. And also to improve the flavor, the shrimp flavor. Today I choose the shallots. You have many options in cooking. When you have a recipe, it's not that recipe and that's it. It's, if you are a shallots lover, as I do, I use shallots. If you're in mood one day for garlic and onions, red onion is my favorite too, you can do it, combine those. But today I wish to do some shallots, but they give so much flavor. It's milder than a garlic and it gives a lot of bouquet to the dish. So right now what I want to do is I want the shallots to give a flavor in the oil of the saute pan.
Okay.
And when they change, they're going to tell me, they're going to call me, Bruno, we are ready for more things. They call me already. And we are going now to saute the shrimp.
While Bruno's doing that too, I'd like to say thank you to Kathy Oxiger at Northridge High School for giving us some of this cooking equipment that's making this show possible today, and for the use of their kitchen when we do conduct these classes.
As you see, I'm using always fresh ingredients. I put salt, fresh ground pepper, and cayenne pepper, just a little kick to give some flavor, extra flavor, and parsley and fresh tarragon. Okay?
You're going to teach people how to flip that pan like that,
yes.
Bruno? Good.
I'm going to teach them to do it. It's very easy. It takes maybe a few days. Practice at home.
And a few spills?
Yes, I mean, making mistake cooking, it's...
Woo!
Making a mistake cooking, but the best way to learn. I want this shrimp very happy today. So I gave them some cognac. They enjoy it. Look, they are very pink now. And I want to deglaze my saute pan with white wine. I'm using a Vouvray. Vouvray is from my region too. And right now, the cognac gives a kick of flavor, and the wine is going to grip all these flavors together.
It smells absolutely fabulous in here. Now, Bruno, is this for these classes that you're going to conduct? Are they for the average cook, or do you have to be a pretty gourmet cook already to become involved in these?
The only thing you need in cooking is to love cooking. If you don't have any knowledge, I will teach you in a very simple way how to do all these steps. It's very easy. You can do it by yourself. You don't need to be an expert. If you just love cooking and just enjoying the food, immediately you can do it. It's very easy. The second thing, very important, I can teach you how to get the product, how to store them in your fridge. Many small tips will make a huge difference in the kitchen, in your home kitchen. And actually, I did yesterday some cooking at home. I make bread, I make my rice, I make all my stock, I make a fish stock. It doesn't take a long time to do it.
Do you cook at home too?
I'm cooking every day at home. My wife so far never complained about that.
Well, Bruno and his wife just had a new baby, Leah, that's only a few weeks old, November 3rd?
November 3rd, it is correct.
And so I'm sure that your wife Ann just appreciates so much you're helping her out with the cooking. I'm just assuming she's doing most of the baby stuff and you're doing the food stuff.
Exactly, but anyway, this afternoon I'm going to cook for her, so she'll be very thankful. What I'm doing right now, I'm waiting that the reduction of the wine. I want to concentrate flavor inside the dish. And right now, I have about 50% reduction, so it looks like it's almost ready. I add some stock on it, who has already a lot of fish flavor. And I need to thicken the sauce And I'm going to use today some tomato paste to give a color and also to help the sauce to thicken.
Now, Bruno, you said you could use any kind of stock, right? Fish or chicken stock, either one?
It depends what you're cooking. If I'm doing seafood, obviously I need to use a seafood mix stock. I'm going to teach that also during the classes. Don't throw away anything you have from your kitchen. Put everything in the freezer, leftovers, anything. Fish skins, shrimp skins. If one day you have a lobster, keep the pieces apart, you freeze them. And the day you're ready to make a stock, you combine all these things, you saute them with oil, you add some spices, you add some wine, vegetable, you reduce them, you freeze them. And the day you want to do a fine dining cooking, actually, you will have on hand a lot of things you have from your kitchen. It's almost ready now. We have a very nice bright color of the sauce. It's like a pink color. And now we're going to set up the dish. I make for today riz à la paysanne. It will be my starch. And the shrimp are ready. So what I do is I set them in the plate. Meanwhile, the sauce is still continue to reduce. I want more flavor from the sauce. Reduction is a very simple technique, and a lot of people don't know or don't use it. And it's so simple when they will learn at the class. We can imagine how much flavor you can have from this technique. And now my sauce is totally thickened and ready to go. And for the garnish, I always use the same ingredient I was cooking with.
Well, while Bruno's putting the finishing touches on this, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, he's going to show us one other of the dishes that are going to be served and prepared in his upcoming class. Don't go away.
And voila.
Wonderful. Welcome back to 5590. I'm Rosanne Gayette here with Chef Bruno Criosi to introduce you to our upcoming classes, Cooking with Bruno. And in our last segment, Bruno made this wonderful shrimp dish called
Shrimp à la bretonne.
He can say it easier than I can, and only took us the segment to make it. And this segment, we're going to do what, Bruno?
We're going to make some crêpe. Crêpe is a very traditional dessert in France, and I want this crepe to be in love today, so I'm going to use some fruits and some Chambord liqueur.
Oh, one of my friend's favorite liqueurs is Chambord, and you cook with it too, eh?
Yes.
What a novel concept.
So what I'm using for recipe, I'm going to use a mix of wild fruits, raspberry and cranberry, strawberries, many fruits. I'm just boiling them. So like that, they're going to begin to give you the flavor. What I want to do with that is a coulis. A coulis, basically, it's like a fruit puree who has a lot of flavor. I'm going to put part of the fruits inside the crepe and the juice on the top also.
Now, did you put anything in that pan when you began, or is it
no,
just all the fruit?
Just the fruit. It's plain fruits, and I put it in a sauté pan. When they begin to release the juice and the flavor, in cuisine, everything is open to your imagination, and I have a lot of imagination when I cook. So I'm using a kick of red wine, so give you some liquid and flavor on it. And I want them to reduce a little bit. I don't want them to burn. I want also to caramelize. You can add some marmalade if you have some marmalade too. I want to get the right flavor and the right thickness. So, and I'm going to prepare my chantilly crème. I'm using some heavy whipping cream, powdered sugar, to make it sweet. And any food, and I can teach that, I will teach that during the classes, I can make them low calories and high in calorie. There is no problem. It's very easy. It will change the flavor just a little bit, but basically people can expect the best quality the way they want to enjoy meals at home. It can be low calorie, it can be with much more calories, and this is not a problem.
Well, the first cooking class occurs in January when everybody is still on their New Year's resolution to lose weight, so you might get a lot of takers on that low calorie.
Okay.
And we have crepes sitting here that you made, and you're going to also teach people how to make crepes in the class?
Yes, all the basic things we have today will be teach. The crepe, you can make them in advance, you can freeze them, so the day you have a party at home, or you don't know what to do and you want the crepe ready to go, you can defreeze them. For the reduction, it takes about maybe 10-15 minutes. And what I did is that preparation and this one are the same. And this one was reduced about, let's say, 15 minutes.
Bruno, do you need a special pan to make the crepes?
If you want the big crepes, yes. You need a Teflon pan to make crepes, so that they won't stick when you cook them. But if you want a big size, yes. In the cooking classes, we're going to use what you use at home. So people won't be concerned about investing a lot of equipment.
I see.
So it will be very easy. So now we have the fruits who are reduced already, and I want them being happy. Okay. You put a key for Chambord. Chambord is my favorite liquor, actually. It's made from the same fruit, it's a liquor, and it gives a lot of flavor to your desserts.
Did you want to use that again? Are you going to use that again?
No, I'm not going to use it again. Just a little bit of flavor. And as a thickener, I'm going to use some butter.
It's amazing to me on this little cook stove and a small frying pan that Bruno has been able to make just these gourmet dishes here for us today. The flavors and the aroma in here are just fabulous. And Bruno's cooking enough for the crew so that after the show, we'll all have an opportunity to taste his cuisine.
Évidemment, I think nobody will complain today.
I don't think so.
So now I have my reduction done. The thickness is perfect, the smell.
It's wonderful.
The only thing you need in cooking is simplicity, tasting, being loved doing it, and just enjoying over time. And we're going to get now, excuse me.
Sure. Well, I think a lot of people are afraid to attempt a dish like this, but I'm hoping as our viewers are watching this, they're going to realize that that the average cook can make something as gourmet as this. And that's going to be the beauty of Bruno's classes as he progresses through the 5 classes. Again, they start in January, once a month.
I'm just filling all this flavor inside the crepe. And during the classes, I'm going to show you the way to make crepes. It was very simple, very easy. Actually, this recipe comes from my grandmother. She was living in Brittany, the west side of France, and she showed me how to make crepes. And I have my chantilly. Okay. I'm going to drizzle some
That looks fabulous.
the sauce. Actually, this is a coulis. You have all the juice thickened on the bottom, and some fresh fruits on the top. Everything has to be very fresh, very simple. In a few minutes, you will try yourself. It will be very tasty.
It's a beautiful dish, and as you can see, this dish was prepared. This segment ran about 8 minutes, and Bruno put all of that together, and as well as the shrimp dish was about the same amount of time. Again, classes start in January, Cooking with Bruno. Thank you, Bruno, so much for joining us.
Merci beaucoup.
And we'll look forward to seeing you all next time.